difficulty with the technology. Hello, everybody. Here we go. Final phase of 2024. This is the last month that, remember, I had my 20-year vision. That was December 26, 2004. And I had the 20-year countdown with the old movie reel. And it went to this month of 2024. So it's 2004. This is the last month. We are going to see what's going to happen, but I really feel it has to do with coming to completions. If you did not watch that video where I talk about the countdown, I talk about the vision I had and all of the information and activations that are in there, please watch it. If I remember, I'll put it up here. It is a very important thing, I had seen the vision of what was happening over the 20-year span. But a lot of it had to do with water. So I still want to say this. I believe that we have a lot still going on with water, things happening with water, as flooding. It could be torrential downpours. It can be the hurricanes over water. It can be things happening with people against people in the water, because there's a lot of different things that are happening in the water as well. So make sure you go watch this. Okay. All right. And for those that are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Keleena, and I'm so happy to have you here. We are a high frequency love tribe, and please note that positive comments are welcome below. I would love to know where you're listening from, because we have gotten people from all over the world. There's a few countries that aren't listening yet, and then there's others that are, even though they're not supposedly supposed to be able to, they are. So welcome, everybody. So with this ending of 2024, this is a completion of a cycle, okay? And I have been talking about in my last few videos, probably the whole year 2024, but it's also what I teach, is about empowerment. We are coming more into this completion of following our truth, of activating the sacredness, the holiness within us, and being in that completedness in this stage and phase of our processes. It's a wholeness that we're having, and I'm going to share the cards that came up. These cards came up not yesterday, but the day before, when I asked for cards for the collective. I'm going to show them to you. I don't always show my cards, but I like to have them just for fun. So this was the first card. Okay, so don't get scared from this, because what this actually is about you coming into your own power. It's about you taking back your power and not being changed to the old belief systems, to the controllers. All right, and for those of you that take a look at their chains on their necks, I have some friends that have pointed this out to me, because I haven't studied tarot. I read energy, but those chains are so loose around their necks, they could just take them right off and take off. Okay. You don't have to be chained to the old belief systems. It's up to you to change your beliefs and patterns. We've got this powerful new moon that is going to be, it's actually today, because I'm recording this on the 30th, but it's tomorrow for some other people because of the timing. But this is really about self-empowerment. It's about liberation. It is about freedom. It is about you and how you perceive yourself in this world, and how you've given your power away to others in this world. And with your awakening, this is when everything comes back into the understanding of the truth of everything. And it is significant that you release the things that do not allow you to be complete and whole within yourself. And this has been this 20-year countdown that has been happening for the collective, and that's everyone on the planet. So there is a lot happening. I feel a lot more magic coming in 2025. I talk about in that video what I see happening in 2025 with the golden doors opening. and people able to walk through. We have stepped into the Aquarian age. And I believe that happened when Pluto moved out of Capricorn recently. So things are just all lining up, and it's happening. So it's bringing, this is also about the demise of the old structures on this planet. Everything that you've been controlled with, okay? Not just your own beliefs, but the system swung. And I've been talking about this for years, but and in 2020 was like the final like surge of boom. This is happening now. It has to happen. It has to happen within you to happen on the planet. And the more that awaken, that step in their light and empower themselves and say no to this control, the more everything is going to flow in ease and grace. Don't think there's not going to be a little battle within the self. About 6-7 years ago, one of my guides told me the only Armageddon is the Armageddon in your head. So think about that. I want you to feel into that, because that's where that mental conflict comes in. It comes in with that false identity, ego, and the programs that you have been running on, and all the structures on the planet. And so when things start to crumble, you have a fight with your inner self. You have a fight with the old beliefs and what you've been programmed to believe, and how you've been brought up, and all of your lifetimes as well, what's in your DNA and your cell memories. You came here to be free. You came here to experience love. You came here to be love. And yes, you'll have all the other emotions around it, but it aligns you directly to your authenticity and your soul's path, on the desire that is deep within in your divine will, of everything you came here to do, of your soul family that you came to attract, of the authenticity that you will reflect. This aligns you to who you are, where you're going, where you're coming from, and the magic, the alchemy that is within you. So this is an important card. It's nothing scary. This should empower you, because when you see this, this is when you know it's time for me to take back my power with a certain subject. So the next card was this. This is about balance. Okay? This is about slowing down. This is about what are your priorities. Look at the roller coaster on the bottom there with the boat in the water. It's also, well, water is emotions down there. But this is about you balancing your life. It could be with your work. It could be with what's more important in your life. This is very much about, I just noticed there's two boats going towards each other. Could be a head-on collision there. This is about what is most important for you in each and every day. They just said it's a life cycle of events, but it's about you empowering yourself and coming into your balance, the magnetic and the electric, the feminine and the masculine within you, to go from this, to flow in ease and grace, to flow in ease and grace, and down the river. I talked about that a long time ago too. Do we want to be paddling really hard in the opposite direction of the flow? That doesn't work. When we allow ourselves to relax into all that we are and just be, and let everything come in our alignment with our true authenticity and all that we are, that flow is there, and it's easy, and information comes in, knowingness comes in, you tap into your divine wisdom. Remember, you are the divine intelligence. I've talked about this before. You are the computer connected to the one. Your body is that. They have a CPU and a computer. Okay, this is coming in. This is, I'm not a computer person. They have a CPU. This is, they're giving an example on a computer. What is that? Central processing unit. Central processing unit. Your heart. Okay, thank you. Your heart is your central processing unit, your sacred heart. So for those that have followed me for a long time, you know that I get the sacred heart on my face here. It shows up and it has a sword through it. And in the last 2 days when I've been meditating, there's some really interesting information coming about why this comes up here for me. And I've talked about this before when I asked my guides why you put that imprint on my face. They said, because you can't see it on your heart, Keleena, because we wear these clothes over our hearts. So they put it here. It'll start to show up when my Magdalene work is coming in, when my Hathor work is coming in, when my Mother Mary work or Isis work is coming in. It just starts to show. And there is a huge sword through it. I'm not going to reveal it just yet. I am going to reveal it, but just not yet because I'm still getting information. It's really wow. But the reason I'm telling you this is because the more that we allow ourselves to be who we are and who we came here to be, and allow the flow of everything to come in for our deep understanding of our true course, of completion, of wholeness, of all that we are, everything, all those pieces to the puzzle come together. So allow, okay? Allow. Bring yourself into balance. For those of you that give too much or you're doing too much or your to-do list is too long, you need to slow down. This is a period now. Remember, the solstice is coming in December. And that is when we go into, that'll be the day of the year when it is the shortest. It gets dark really fast now, right? Make sure that you take that time because that's when the procession into the underworld is. It's a time to slow down. It's a time to just rest. It's a time for, and it doesn't matter where you are on this planet, solstice to solstice, but it's a time for you to allow yourself to go through a deep cycle of just being, of allowing things to shift, to change. For some of you, you have made some huge changes in your life this year. It could be your job, it could be where you live, it could be relationships ending, it could be new ones. You're empowering yourself with your knowingness that something isn't working for you and you need to move on. It's also about frequency and vibration. If a job, a place where you live, if a person in your life is not matching your frequency and vibration, then you move on. This is what happens. This is how it happens. It's alignment. And you move on in love and gratitude because every step you took so far in your life has gotten you to where you are now. All right. Okay. So the next card I have is this one, which is the World. See if you can see that close enough. This is an important card because this one actually does represent completion. It's going to depend on the individual, okay? Some of you may almost be done with some things. Some of you may not. Some of you, this may be running into, because I talked about it, those eclipses that we had in the fall, in September. I can't remember if one was October. Don't quote me. But this was a completion also with Pluto, a completion of these cycles and events in our lives. If you chose, or you know deep in your heart, you've known for a while, maybe a couple of years even, that something was complete and you're still hanging on to it, you're not going to move into that wholeness and completion. If you're still hanging on to a job, a friend, a relationship, a person, a place, a thing, even an object that you may have where you live. If you're still doing that, that completedness, that wholeness is not happening. It's not. And that's okay because maybe you're not ready yet. But I'm telling you, if you know deep in your heart that there is something that you need to let go of, but you're still holding on to it out of discomfort, or out of fear that if I let go of this, what's going to happen? You're going to be in for many more months of pain within yourself, of discomfort within yourself, of mental conflict. Is that what you want? Or would you rather flow in ease and grace? Or would you rather balance yourself by letting go of the things, or maybe taking charge and starting the new things? Really, really important to feel into that. Allow the things that are being presented that are in higher frequency to flow. Because if we don't, and we walk away from it, we turn our backs on it, we create obstacles that make our life harder and even more uncomfortable. All right. So with all that, and remember, it depends on the individual, and everybody's at a different place in your process. But I'm telling you, this month is a completion to this 20-year countdown, and this cycle of events that have been happening on the planet, and there's going to be new political things. I'm telling you, there is a change in politics, and it's going to be big. It's going to be big, and it's time for the politicians to serve the people. If there is going to be politicians. All right. You empower yourself. And we also empower ourselves by saying no more to that. No more to that. I'm not going to buy one of those cars that's going to be controlled by a satellite that's been placed there on purpose so later it can control my life and where I'm allowed to go. That stuff came through in my hypnosis that I had with Alba a year ago, about a year and a half ago, from the Andromedans. A lot of you were like, oh, I have one of those cards. It's not going to be careful. There's a lot of masks still being worn by certain people. Okay? And I'm going to go deeper into that on my Patreon. So here's the last card. The Fool. I feel like I walk around like that all the time. Not as a fool, but as someone who just trusts that, if there's a ledge there and I walk off of it, something's going to catch me. But this is a reset. This is new beginnings. Look at that sun shining. The doggy's like, la la la. But this is really about trusting the universe and what it's bringing with an open mind and an open heart. This is about taking a leap of faith of what's coming into your life. All right, you may have new things being presented, new ideas, new downloads, people, places, um, ideas for what you want to do with your life, work. For those of us that are grid workers, we may have information coming in for places we need to go, for things we need to do. All right, trust that what you're receiving and what's coming in is going to allow things to unfold. Take a chance. All right, take a chance on what's coming in, because Spirit would not present something to you if it's not in alignment with your blueprint and something that you have to learn, or maybe someone or something or a place or organization, whatever that you're here to engage with. Maybe it's something that you need to change upon the planet. Maybe it's something off planet. These are powerful cards. They're very powerful cards, and I read the energy of them. This to me is like the Sagittarius, and we're having the Sagittarius new moon, and we're in Sagittarius season. My son is a Sagittarius, and that's why I know. He's very free-spirited. This is the Fool's, like the free spirit. I don't actually know if this card is connected to Sagittarius. It's something maybe I should look up. But that's the energy of a Sagittarian. It's the free spirit. It's the freeness. We are spirit. Okay? And we are free. We are meant to be free. We aren't meant to come in here. Look at how this is the beginning of this. This is the end of it. We aren't meant to be controlled and held back by belief systems and by certain opposing energies on the planet and schemes. We're meant to be like this. And this is whole and complete. This is in balance because we're authentic and we're living and we're just allowing and trusting that what's coming in and what's flowing with us is taking us into the right direction. And this is more fun. That is so much more fun than that. And you're in that balance, right? And the world is your oyster. So those are the cards. Aren't they amazing? So this is the end of this long cycle in 2025. Even though there's going to still be some hoopla going on in the world at the third dimensional reality, you don't have to participate in it. You can know about it, but you're here to hold the higher vibration and frequency as a creator being on the planet. I was just on John Virgo's show, and it was about transcending timelines, and it actually went into a lot of deeper things. I'll try to put that link here as well. It went into, it's hard for me to go on something and try to focus on what we said we were going to talk about because my being is just aligned with what's needed in that moment. It's like boom, boom, boom. And what came through were activations from Sirius B. And a lot of other things. Channeling came in, information came in, many activations, many beings. The Holy of the Holies came in, which is also connected to Egypt, but it's also connected to the Kumaras, which I'm a Kumara. That is from Venus. And the reason I want to say this is because as a walk-in, I'm aligned with knowing that I need to present to humanity what is in that moment. And if something is not needed in the moment, it's not going to present. And if I try to focus on it, or I try to speak about something that's not where the focus should be, it creates an obstacle, it makes it harder for me to be able to do something. And it's like, oh, and then I just align right back where I need to be on everything comes forth. So I want to touch on this a little bit. I wish I had my phone here. I may pause the video and go get my phone. I've been working with, a lot of you know that one of my parts of me, all right, is Hathor, is Isis, is Mary Magdalene, is Mother Mary energy, is many of the powerful feminine healers on the planet, Ixchel from Mexico. Oh, my voice just changed. I'm very connected with Pleiades, with the Sirius B, with the Venus, with the Andromeda star system, with Lyra. I'm a huge Lyran. And right now I've been really, since Egypt, but allowing this information to come in from Hathor and Isis. And I've been outside, I've been receiving so much information, and each night I've gone outside for over a week now, looking straight up at the belt of Orion, which aligns and shows me where Taurus the bull is. Now, some of you that have followed me for a while know that I did grid work with my friend Claire, who also came to Egypt. We went 2016, I think it was. Claire, if you listen to this, you can put it in the chat or put it in the comments. But everywhere we went, it was about the bull. There was a bull there. There would be a bull on the wall. Everywhere we went, a painting in the hotel room, a painting in the Airbnb, another symbol of the bull somewhere. Everywhere we went, it had to do with Taurus. And Taurus, between the horns, it lines up with the Pleiades star system, which is the seven sisters. And between the V, there's a hidden seven sisters. So I've been having a lot of information coming in, and it has to do with this Sacred Heart that shows up on my face as well. I actually want to talk to the ladies that I do grid work with before I actually bring it all through, because there's a lot more coming in. So I am going to go get my phone. I want to show you something because I'm going to do activation for the throat chakra in here. And that is one of the big things that was happening on Jan's show the other night, is the throat chakra with all the people. I know there was a couple hundred people listening live, that I saw the number in the chat. And John and I both, because we're so connected, and we both have some of the same human design, we feel each other really easy, but we also feel what's going on with everyone else. So I will explain in a minute. I'm going to get my phone. I'm going to show you something that happened this last week. Here we go. So every night I'm going outside and connecting with Pleiades. And here we go. See if you can see this photo. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but this is last minute. So down here is Orion. Here's the belt of Orion. Okay. The seven sisters, the Pleiades constellation is right there, which comes through the bowl. But right here, this is what I really want you to see. Do you see that blue? That blue was flashing at me from the sky. I live here in Sedona. It is freezing outside at night. It's in the 30s or so, which is snow weather. But I'm going to show you another one. It would flash at me, this blue. Now, remember that Hathor is connected to the throat chakra. That's why I am a light language master activator. This is what I came in as a walk-in, to be able to activate everyone with their sacred voice. And so I have been receiving these downloads every single night that I go outside. I'm going out every night and connecting. And here's another shot. I know this is probably too hard to be able to see, but there, I really want you to see that blue. It's amazing. So it would flash and it would stop, and it would flash and it would stop. And that was taken the 21st. This is how long it's been going on for me. Today is the 30th. So that's 9 days that I've been going outside and connecting every single night and receiving these downloads. And it is connected to the seven sisters. It is connected to Hathor. If you've been to Egypt, you will understand a deeper resonance. When I went into Dendera, okay, the temple of Hathor, and it's the seven Hathors. The seven Hathors is the seven sisters. And everything is as above, so below. So the temple up there in Pleiades is the temple upon the planet. So when we make those connections and we open that knowing, because when I walked straight in that temple in Egypt and I saw it, boom, I heard seven sisters. Boom. And I saw the constellation. The constellations are all lined up with these temples on the planet. And Hathor is working with me every night, and the seven sisters have been coming in, and these other beings of light from Pleiades, and I've just been getting downloads and information and activations to be able to give to all of you, because 2025 is the year that you are really here to utilize your voice, your sacred voice, your power. Your power is in your voice, it's in your heart, it's in the divine mind. When we allow ourselves to illuminate and the truth of all that we are. You are creator beings and you came here for this. You came here to assist in changing the planet. You heard the call and you answered. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let some channeling come in and activations, because I already feel I'm already starting to spin. 2025. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? The legacy of an empowered man or empowered woman? The legacy of someone that stood up for themselves, their families, and humanity? The legacy of someone that stood up for the earth? The legacy of someone who believed in the power of divine authenticity, resurrecting themselves into who they truly are, who they truly know themselves to be. I am. Feel, align, and drop in your heart. For those that feel energy, you're going to feel a lot happening to your body right now. I don't have to say anything. I'm just going to send this. Allow yourself to receive the healing. For those that don't feel energy, don't worry, you're still receiving. Some of you are not opened up to that yet, and you're blocking that because you did not want to feel something as a child. Okay, those are galactic codes coming in. For those of you that haven't been here before, I can speak all of the languages of light because of the different points of origins that you may be from. Sometimes they blend together because you are from more than one. So it is the language of light, and just allow it to flow within you. Receive it. Okay? Kamana ana nanakiantaras nakoroto put ushtanaki. Itasta no murake, itasta ono murakear, shushara karasna sutumurene, mahanamada. Kareste nirestine brata namroton niratanene kiatatarate. That's very much Hathor frequency. Woo! That's Hathor stuff. All of this is Hathor, but this is really deep. Ooh. Ane, uta, makia, ita, narach tush, amoria, nakama aya, asi. Take a breath. Those are connected to crystalline frequencies because my voice is crystalline. Okay, that is part of the process. We are becoming crystalline, but my sacred voice connects to, you can play crystal bowls and my voice will match them. You can play this back, and if you have a crystal ball, play it. You'll know which frequency I'm hitting. A lot of times I do 528 and 432 because of the opening or the healing or awakening that you are needing. Many times I hit the crown for opening up the crown. Kata ana kiresna sedekiro shututo pu uranama na hachana kiai fustor ush. Okay. Now, some of you are going to feel, as I just did that, you might feel squeezing on your body somewhere, maybe a frog in your throat or squeezing in your throat, or you might feel like you have to belch. That's part of, so what I do is I am a high frequency, they call me a divine future human shapeshifter. So when you look at the photos of me, you'll see, you can see right through me, or I become these other beings that I am. We are all many. You're not just one. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. I'm with the good ones. I'm the high frequency crystalline ones that are of the light. There are the opposite ones that will sometimes, they'll take on, those of us that are these high frequency beings, they'll take on our images to try and get you to believe things in the astrals, or that it's us. So be very careful what you do in the astrals. I've warned the Patreon people about this. Make sure that you go in doing things properly. All right. I will talk more about that soon because somebody has sent me a video with another person talking about this, and this is the divine future human. So I walked in January 1st, 2015 as a divine future human. Okay, high frequency crystalline shapeshifter. Those are those of us as a light, to lead you into what you are becoming. And 2025 is the beginning of this. It's the beginning of a new cycle of you becoming like this as well. It's very connected to the Christ consciousness, the crystalline frequency. Okay, which is very important. And 12/12 is going to be an important day coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do a webinar yet on that, but I've got downloads for that as well. It has to do with all of this stuff that I've been talking about, the connection to. I may be doing something. We will see. We will see. So take this information, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Always say that you don't have to believe me or anyone else. You dive into your own heart and you find what is your own truth. I will present to you what I know and what I have been receiving, as that is part of my job on the planet. It's a little part of my job, but I love doing it because I love helping, and I'm here to serve humanity however I can. Okay. Oh, katanama. Let me see if I have anything from my notes. No, that's August. So remember those cards, okay? 2025 is the opening of those golden doors. I talk about it in that 20-year countdown video. It is coming. It is the beginning. I even said in either my September or October video that when you start moving into 2025, you're going to go through this transition. And by the spring, you're already going to start changing. It's almost like you're not going to recognize yourself, because you're going to be leaving so much more of your old identity behind to be aligned with who you truly are and more. It is a process. It's not something that happened, well, unless you walked in like I did, which was overnight, okay? But that was my agreement for the work I have to do here on the planet. But you'll be going through what seems like it can be a little uncomfortable because your whole life is going to change, and it's for the positive. All right, you're here to serve your brothers and sisters on the planet. You're here to serve Gaia. You're here to assist in making the change. So what aligns with you coming up for 2025, or how you can serve humanity? And sometimes it's just being out there with a beautiful smile on your face. Sometimes it's just you dropping in your heart and holding that vibration for others, of seeing from the big picture, of allowing things to flow, and not worrying about, what am I here to do? What am I supposed to do? Why did I come here? Just let everything flow. Be in that quiet time and this time of slowness, allowing ease and grace within your life and allowing the change to happen in ways that bring comfort, not discomfort. Know that the changes on the planet that are happening and that will be happening in 2025 are going to create some disturbances for those at the third dimensional level, for those that are still living from the false identity ego. It's not where you're meant to be. All right. Marikieta tosutas nariana maya anaki. I am. Remember who you are. Choose to live in love. Choose to live from the heart. Eternal love, eternal light, eternal life. Maya kita. Maya at. Ama e. I love you. You can do this. You can get through December. 2025 is coming. It's a 9-year. I'll be doing another video about the 9-year. Okay, so you will have 2 videos on YouTube for this. So I look forward to hearing from all of you. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Let me know where you're listening from. And I am trying to go in there and see what everybody's saying, and I will help you the best I can. Can't do a healing in the comments, so but go ahead and comment. I love you, my brothers and sisters of light. Be blessed. I know that the change that's happening is all because of you. Without you, it won't happen.